Welcome to another episode of CrossFit Expeditions video blog. My name is Gabe West, and today we'll be going over toe to bar technique. So very first thing, in order to do toes to bar, we have to know how to kip. So we're going to go over progression from kipping to toes to bar. To get started on our kip, you need to know the difference between an active and an inactive shoulder. By active shoulder, what I'm talking about is if you reach up on your pull-up bar and you pull the bar straight down towards your feet while keeping straight arms, engaging your lats, that would be an active shoulder. Inactive would be just kind of a dead hang position hanging there. So to demonstrate what that looks like, I want you to hop up on the bar, and I want you to do about 5 times, get an active shoulder, inactive, active, inactive, one more time, active, inactive. So that's the first part of the progression. Now we're going to turn that into a kip. When you get your active shoulder in a kip, you just have to speed up the process a little bit. And when you get your active shoulder, you make 2 half moon shapes. Half moon shape number 1. When you get an active shoulder on the bar, you're going to bring your feet forward. Half moon shape number 2. When you let go of that tension in your lat, you are going to let your head fall through your arms and your feet will come back. Half moon shape number 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, active, inactive, active, inactive. Looks something like this. Active, inactive, active, inactive, then you speed it up, and you have your kip. Now to start the progression for toes to bar. The very first part of the progression is going to be a knees to chest, and you're going to use the exact same kip. The only difference on the kip now is that when you get that active shoulder on the bar, you're going to tuck your knees into your chest, which looks something like this. Starting out, active shoulder, inactive, active, inactive. Next time I get active, I'm going to tuck my knees into my chest. Here, active, inactive. Knee tuck, down, knee tuck, down, knee tuck, down. Once you get proficient at knee tucks, you can go ahead and just raise your legs a little bit higher using that same kip and do knees to elbow, which looks something like this. Exact same kip. Active, inactive, active, inactive. Couple knee tucks on that active shoulder. Now knees to elbow. A little bit higher. So now for the toes to bar. Here's where things get a little bit trickier, right? So most people are able to get at least one toe to bar once they get to that point through that progression. The trick is stringing them together now. Now stringing them together, I see 2 common mistakes. First one is that they let their hips get in front of this post here. So if my hips ever break the plane of the bar that I'm hanging onto coming forward, I'm going to get this pendulum motion. That pendulum motion is when you swing and you're out of control, and that, well, looks something like this. So let's say I go to my toes to bar, I let my hips get in front of this bar here, and I'm swinging. I don't have a whole lot of control over the movement. So to prevent that from happening, I have to keep my hips behind this. That's where that active shoulder comes in. You have to pull really hard on the bar. Okay? But there's one other factor that comes into play, and that's that oftentimes people will keep their legs straight while trying to do their toes to bar. Now, if you think about lever lengths, and if you know anything about biomechanics or physics, you know you have a longer lever, it's more difficult to produce force. So to demonstrate that, if you go, pause the video right now, and go grab a shovel. I know that sounds like a strange request, but it's going to make sense here. You can do this exercise with me. I'm going to use a mace bell to demonstrate, but if I have this long lever here, and I grab by the very end of the handle, and I try and lift it up, and all the weight's distributed down here, which would be like the spade on your shovel, and I try to lift it just using my wrist, I can barely pick this up. But if I shorten the lever by reaching down, closer to where the spade would be for a shovel, or closer to the ball on the end of this mace bell, and lift my wrist now, I can move it no problem. It's the same thing doing toes to bar. If I keep my legs straight and I have this long lever, it's really taxing on my hip flexors, and it's difficult to get my feet up to the bar. But if I shorten that lever by bending my knee first, and then flicking my feet up at the top, I can start stringing them together. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like here. So, I'll demonstrate a couple with long legs. See how difficult that is? We'll go long legs first. Active, inactive, active, inactive. Trying to keep straight legs the whole time. It's doable. but there's a lot of wasted motion. It's kind of difficult for me to get my legs up there. Now, what if I were to shorten that lever like we talked about? Let's see how much quicker this looks now. Using that exact same kit, this time tucking the knees into the chest, then flicking the feet to the top. Active, inactive, tucking the knees this time and flicking my feet. You can see it's a much more efficient movement. Those are all the tips I have for you guys today on toes to bar. Thanks for watching. If you like this, feel free to leave a comment below. Go check out our blog at crossfitexpedition.com. Also, we have an Instagram account now at CrossFit Expedition. And feel free to leave any comments, suggestions, or concerns in the field below. I appreciate it. See you guys next time. Cheers.